bridging the gap between sight loss and fashion.
Hello Fashioneyesta, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a video that's a little bit different to what I usually do, which is talking about fashion and cosmetics and anything related to lifestyle. Today I thought I would talk about something that's quite personal to me and something that I thought would be beneficial to my channel and to those who have sight loss and disabilities on my channel. So, recently I uncovered this article written by a lovely girl who uses a wheelchair, and in this article she writes about the 10 misconceptions and opening lines and FAQs she gets in relation to her disability. So, some of the most ludicrous ones come up in it. Things like, oh, you're so pretty, it's such a shame, oh, do you sleep in your wheelchair, things like that, and it's really opened my eyes as to how much disability is perceived throughout the society and how wrongly it is perceived. And you know what, being someone with a sight impairment, I get some similar comments made to me. So in this video today I thought I would do my own version of the top 10 misconceptions and opening lines relating to my disability. Click my face now if you would like to see the article in full of her one that's inspired me to do mine, and let's get on with the video. Number 1. Won't glasses help? Now look, I know people probably mean this in a nice way, but the answer is no, because a lot of the time, if we can benefit our eyesight in some way, we would probably wear them. 9 times out of 10, I think it's like if you had a cold, unless you were kind of like, you know, just didn't want to go to the doctors, but most of the time, if you had an illness, wouldn't you go and get medical help for it? So if we had an eye problem and we could benefit that in some way by using glasses, we would do it, I'm sure. So the answer to that one's no. I'm afraid glasses don't help, but thank you for, you know, asking that question. Number 2, are you training that guide dog? No, I'm not. I get this one a lot, and I think it's because a lot of people who've got sight loss, when they have guide dogs, they walk very confidently, and we are very happy with guide dogs, I'm sure, because it's just lovely having a guide dog who can help you out and stuff. And people will always say to me, oh, she must be training that guide dog because, you know, whether it be because of the clothing I wear, because of the way I walk, because of the fact that I smile, because of the fact I laugh, just maybe because I'm a confident person maybe, and they just always assume that, you know, am I training that guide dog because of the way I am? The answer is no. She is being used as a guide dog. She is a qualified guide dog and she's my guide dog. People with guide dogs primarily do walk, you know, a different way because they have help and they're able to walk more confidently. That's one of the things about having a guide dog. That's one of the benefits. Okay, number 3. Okay, how long have I been blind? For starters, not everyone who has guide dogs, canes or mobility aids when they're visually impaired, not everyone's fully blind. People can have partial sight, they can have limited vision, they can have loss of peripheral vision, loss of central vision, but they still may have some sight. So not always everyone you see who's got a guide dog or a cane is blind. Not that, you know, they might have some vision that they can use and it's useful to them. So even though you might just be trying to start a conversation and be polite to people, which is fine, you know, always remember they might not like the term blind. I'm one of those people who prefers to be called severely sight impaired. Other people are happy to be called blind. You know, it's fine whatever anyone wants to be called, but I would always go with the term, how long have you been visually impaired? Because it's just a politer way and a more politically correct way of starting a conversation. Number 4, what's so normal? Okay, where do I start with what's wrong with that? Yes, people who've got disabilities can be normal as well. I mean, what do you define as normal? Someone who doesn't have a disability, you know, or someone who plays football could be defined as normal. Someone who watches telly could be defined as normal. You know, there's no such thing as a categorical answer to what a normal person is. But everyone's the same, whether, you know, regardless of that they've got a disability, everyone's the same inside. We've all got the same strands of DNA, you know, we're all human at the end of the day. Whether or not we have a guide dog or a wheelchair or whatever we might have to help us along, every person who's disabled is still a human being in their own right, and yes, we are normal. We can act like normal human beings. There's nothing wrong with that, and you know, there's no reason why people should think that's wrong if we do act normal by your definition. Number 5. But you're looking straight at me. Yeah, because I do have some sight, like I said. I've got 10% remaining vision in my left eye, so with that vision I can look at you and I can know what you look like at a good distance. I can know what colour your hair is, all that kind of thing. So yes, I can look at you, I can give you eye contact, so might a lot of people with partial sight or some remaining vision or whatever. So just because we can look at you and, you know, we might have a guide dog or a cane, you know, you shouldn't be shocked by that, because we still have sight loss, but you know, everyone has to have different ability aids when they've got vision impairment, and everyone can have different levels of vision, and sometimes we might be able to look straight at you or note details or get out a newspaper. So don't be shocked if we can look at you and say, oh, I like your glasses, or oh, I like your hair, or I like your lipstick you're wearing today, because there are a lot of people who can do that. Number 6. This one, I'm sorry, it's so annoying. She's blind, I've got a chance to get with her. This one's a chat-up line I get sometimes in the pub or nightclub. No, because I'm sight impaired, it does not mean that you think, because of your own inhibitions about the way you look, which should not affect the way that you date someone, that because I've got a sight impairment, it's this whole romantic Hollywood aspect idea of, oh, you know, she'll fall in love with me and love my character and it'll be perfect. No. They probably will still like a certain person, and just because we've got sight impairments doesn't mean that you can think that you can use that as a bargaining material or a way to get with someone, or, you know, to pull someone. It's just not very nice to kind of be referred to that. It's quite detrimental, it's quite derogatory, and it's not very polite. So please don't say that to someone in a pub or a nightclub situation if they've got a guide dog or a cane or whatever, or if they've got some indication that they've got a sight impairment, because it's just not very nice, to be honest. Anyway, number 7, I don't know how you do it. You don't know how I do it? Well, what other way is there? If I didn't get up and go about my daily business, what else would I be doing? Probably just stuffing my face full of Doritos, watching Supernatural. Now, as much as I like doing all those kind of things, I don't want to do that every day of my life. I don't want to feel housebound like I used to before I had a guide dog. And the only other option is to get out there and live your life the way you want to, regardless of the fact that you've got a disability. So if you think, oh, I don't know how that person does it, you know, I don't know how they're so brave and gets out of bed and goes to face the world, it's because they have to, because life's meant for living, you know? Number 8. You're so trendy. Wow. You don't look blind. People who have got sight loss still can look trendy, so it doesn't matter whether we've got sight loss. It doesn't change our relationship to fashion, as I always point out. So yeah, I am a certain, you know, I do dress in a certain way, and I do like to take pride in my appearance, but that is a good thing, because I think the media always presents people who've got sight loss as being unfashionable, you know, in the past, and that's not fair. And, you know, I try to look a certain way because I like fashion, I like clothing, I like cosmetics, and that's part of who I am, and that's what you know, what I should be doing, I believe, as someone who's a fashion blogger, and it's just a part of me and that I enjoy doing. So yes, I am trendy by your definition, and I thank you for saying it, and I know you probably mean it as a compliment, but don't feel shocked to see someone who's got sight loss who looks trendy and looks after their appearance. Number 9. How does your guide dog know the bus numbers? She doesn't, okay? Why? Oh, no. No, guide dogs. Okay, here's the thing with guide dogs. They're wonderful, they're beautiful, they're helpful, they're kind, they're funny. They've got every trait you'd want in a partnership with a dog when you've got a disability. But they're not geniuses. They can't tell me what number the bus is. Okay, they can't tell me what shop I need to go to. They can't tell me where the next turning is. They can't tell me the route to get to somewhere. I have to know the route. They just, you know, to follow instructions.
Are you for real? They can't say, I can take you to 47 Pascoe Road.
That's my mum in the background. No, they can't. They can't do that. They can't say there's a 53 coming, alright? So I once had 2 people on the bus who were having a debate about how much guide dogs could tell a person, you know, that, oh, we find it so amazing how your guide dog can tell you what bus number it is. No, they can't! So please, don't ever think that a guide dog can tell someone what bus number or what house number they're at, okay? It just doesn't happen, it doesn't work like that. Guide dogs haven't got to the stage where they can genetically modify the genes of a Labrador or a Golden Retriever to, you know, so they can speak like the dog from Up and be like, oh, look, it's a 53, mummy, are we getting on that one today? No, it just doesn't happen. Number 10, and this one really annoys me. It really annoys me. I'm sorry. If any of you have said it, I know you probably mean it as a compliment, and I know that, and I'm not trying to be, you know, I'm just trying to say it in a diplomatic way, okay? She's so pretty. It's such a shame. Now, I know people mean this in a way to say, oh, just, you know, you have a disability, oh, but you're so pretty. It's such a shame that, you know, life's dealt you this card, you know, but you're so pretty still. Oh, you know, my God. You know what? People who've got disabilities still can look pretty. They can still look handsome. They can still have the genetic makeup to look attractive. So it's not a shame. No, it's not a shame. I love my life. Why do you think it's a shame that I've got, you know, in your opinion, that I've got a genetic set of makeup that's appealing, but I've got disability? There's nothing, you know, I get perks when I've got a disability. I don't care. I don't find my life to be a shame. I find my life to be very pleasant and fruitful. And you know what? If I didn't have a disability, I probably wouldn't have started my blog. So I don't think that you should consider my, you know, my disability to be a shame and, oh, you know, you're so pretty, but it's such a shame that you've got a disability. Okay, so that was the top 10 misconceptions about my disability and me having a sight impairment. If you find that you have any similar ones, if you've got a visual impairment or another disability, please comment below or give a video response and let me know what you think of this video, because I'd be really interested to see if anyone has had the same responses to their disability, or if you're a member of the public and who would have said one of these comments. Let me know what you think about, you know, how you found this video, in some way culturing you as to what the ins and outs of sight loss are in a nutshell. So I'll catch you in the next video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please click my face now to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!
Bloopers.
Such a shame for you.
You gonna sit down?
Well, that's some use. I can't see you down there. See Emily's tracksuit bottom?
No!
Not so glamour.
No! Don't show them that. No!
Hello everybody. My name is Unity.
I can't tell bus numbers, I'm afraid, but I can do everything else.
I can't make tea either.
No, that's what I wish guidance would train these guys to do.
But I'm cute, and that's enough.
You're cute and intelligent. Bye guys, see you next week. Got white lotus and green tea in it, so it's got this really nice fresh florally smell. So it's basically like a combination between fresh white linen and flowers, so it's a really nice mix between the two. It's brilliant for spring if you're looking for a new fragrance to use in the shower for then, and the best thing about it is that it foams up incredibly.